Mr. Lincoln Gordon is here. Does anybody have any questions for the bursary? The university bursary? How much money exactly is the miscellaneous fees?
Hello?
Yes, I hear a question before I answer that.
Issues with the online platform, the logging in, based on the information that was sent to us by email. I'm not sure how to use the platform.
The bursary login, that is what you're having difficulties with?
I believe so, with the boss.
Okay, yes.
So you're not able to...
Same.
So I went on to the site itself, but I'm not so sure as it regards a password. I know the ID, I know the whole ID aspect of it. But
Yes.
I'm trying to set up an account. I don't know how to do that, so I'm able to access and start making payments. I was trying to get through to somebody via phone today, but that did not work out for me. So I'm glad.
Oh no, man, that sounds like it's something different you're talking. You talk the e-commerce in terms of how you make payments using credit card, because that will be separate from the BOS system.
I can't tell me about e-commerce because I had problems getting
about both things.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everybody. My sincere apologies. My sincere apologies for making it late to the session. A number of things happened.
Including Olivia not giving him the link. So sorry about
yeah, because I had to hunt down. Yeah, I had to make a lot of calls to get the link. I realized that the link on the email only had the videos. You're asking me if there was any change. Yes, there are changes, especially with the miscellaneous, as you said, and even the tuition. Because at the time that we did it, the tuition would have been fixed at 900 for the 2 years, and that's for the MSc. It should be the same for the others as well. But again, good evening, everybody. My name is Lincoln Gordon, and I'm here. I'm the supervisor for the Student Administrative Services section, and that's the customer service section of the bursary. We specifically handle student-related matters, bursarial matters. So with regards to your fee payment, your fee charges, and all of that, it would be us. Let me just get straight into that question that you'd have asked in terms of the e-commerce payments. That system, I saw in my inbox a short while ago something about e-commerce. I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with the system. However, this is what I'm going to say. You first have to register your card before you're able to make payments online. All right? That's the first thing.
I tried registering and it wouldn't allow me today. It kept saying
Wouldn't allow you? And let me just ask you a question. In trying to register, did you follow the instructions that is online? Or did you just try to figure it out yourself?
I went to create an account and I did follow the instructions, I would imagine.
When you say instruction, there is actually, when you go onto the e-commerce system, down the bottom of the page, there's a link there that says click more. When you click on it, there's a PDF that pops up. It gives you step by step instruction.
I saw that.
And you followed each step?
I followed each step. Each time I tried to put in my email account, it kept saying that it was already used. So I'm not sure if I need to create another account.
You could try another email account.
All right, I'll try that.
Yeah, man. But there's, again, where the PDF would be, where you get the instruction, you will have a section where it will charge your card, and you will have to contact your card center for them to verify or validate the number.
Okay.
So you'd have to get information from the bank. That is the bank verifying that you're the owner of the card. And once they confirm that it's you, they'll send you the value of the transaction, for which you would then have to then enter when you're doing the registration, and then that will complete the registration aspect. So there's a kind of, just a little security to ensure that persons aren't being scammed, the cards aren't being used for something else.
That's appreciated.
Yeah, man. So, just letting you know that you just have to pass this hurdle in terms of the application process or the registration process. Once you go over that hurdle, then you should be fine. So what I'm suggesting is that email issue that you just mentioned, just try, if you don't have another email, just create another one. You could use it solely for this purpose. Once you register and it's successful, then you're good to go. You don't need to do the process again. You can go on and you can make payments. It is very easy. It is instant. Once it says it's successful, you can check your account balance and you would see that updated. But let me just give you guys a quick run through. Again, I was giving my introductions, and let me just welcome all of you guys to the University of the West Indies. I'm guessing I'm speaking to new students. Is that right, Mr. Moss?
Yes, new and returning, but new mostly.
Yes, new and returning. Especially for the new persons, I want to welcome you officially on behalf of the UWI Mona and the Bursary Department to the University of the West Indies. Your place to shine, your place to go. All right, and I'm pretty sure you'll have a lot to gain in terms of information and knowledge from this program. Lots of great persons I know have enrolled in this program, even currently enrolled in this program. So it's a wonderful program, something to kickstart a wonderful career. I've been working with Ms. Thomas for a number of years now, and I really appreciate just coming through and taking part in the session. That's why I was, rush off the road and trying to get my internet up so I can, get on to the session, because I don't want to disappoint. Because this is a program that I also, as I said, I look forward to do my presentation. With that being said, let me get into it. I know you guys have been here for a while, so let me just get it off the bat. So I said our section here in bursary, we are responsible for, I would share my screen, but I'm not sure based on time. But what we're responsible for is to build
students.
Please
share the screen. Please share the screen.
Okay. All right. Let me just. So you guys can see exactly what. Not so sure how wonderful my internet is, but you guys can confirm when you're seeing. When you're seeing my presentation.
I'm seeing the screen. What I want to know, when can we begin? Well, sorry. I want to make a payment plan. I wouldn't be able to.
No worries.
No,
man, no worries. I'm going to run through that. I just want to run through this session for you guys.
Okay, sure.
So I will cover all of that, all right? No worries.
Okay.
All right, so all the introductions out the way. As I said, welcome to the university. And I'm just going to help you to know how to budget, know how to prepare, know what to expect, know what to avoid once it comes on to your responsibility in terms of covering the fees. All right, so I'll guide you through some steps to help you in terms of easing that process. All right. Now, again, what is our role? Let me just get that out of the way. We're responsible for billing the students, billing you, ensuring that your information is correct. So if you know your program for the year is 475 and we're charging you 500 or we're charging you $1 million, then you know you need to come talk to us for us to fix that, all right? We ensure that the payments that you make as well. You may make payments at the cashiers at the university, you may make it at a Paymaster, Bill Express, anywhere. Point is, when you make the payment, we're responsible to ensure that that information is reflected on your account. So if you make a payment, you're not seeing it reflected, you can contact us. We will work with you to ensure that your information is updated with the correct information, all right? And we also ensure that if you're getting scholarships from any external donors from anywhere, we also ensure that that information is on your record as well. So we work closely with you. Now, once you're here at the university, and we're asking you to pay fees by a certain deadline, the fees that we're talking about is the tuition, miscellaneous, and also the residence charge, right? Those are the three main administrative costs at the university. All right, and your tuition is based on when you register the program you selected, your courses you selected, then the tuition will be charged. Same for miscellaneous, it's billed once each year and it's charged in the first semester. And as you can see there, it covers a number of miscellaneous items. And residence is for persons that live on campus, live on hall, those fees. So all three fees, all three items here are the main administrative costs at the university once you see a deadline for you to pay fees, all right? I'm pretty sure you may have heard of the commitment fee. Once you're a new student, you're asked to pay a deposit of $20,000. I am trusting that everyone would have made this payment already. Now, what is the purpose of this payment? Purpose of this payment is basically you securing your space at the university. So you're paying that as a down payment to say, yes, my intentions are clear, I'm coming in, so the university can hold that space for you in the case where your program may be oversubscribed. So you want to ensure that you get your foot in, all right? So that 20,000 deposit. Now, this 20,000 deposit, it's important to let you guys know that it is a non-refundable fee. However, let's say you take up an offer now and you make the payment for your commitment fee, and for some reason you decide that you want to defer. Just know that it is non-refundable. However, it can still stay on the account to be used as a deposit when you're ready to begin for the following term. All right? So there's some important tidbits there. Now, fees. You wanting to know how much it costs? Well, here's a good thing about my presentation. Just as everywhere and what we're doing now, we're trying to move things into an online space where everyone is able to get the information that they need. I see HR going that route. They have a wonderful YouTube page. You can go and view me at a younger stage doing a presentation for this very same program. So just as how HR is moving in this wonderful direction, so are we. All our information, all the information that I'm giving you here, you can find online. All right. So how do you find your fees? Instructions are right there. You open a new window, go to a search engine, type in check fees UWI Mona. First link that comes up will take you to that page. The page will look something like this, all right? So for you guys know that you're past the undergraduate stage, so you will click on graduate programs, all right? Once you click on that page, then you'll see programs via faculty. All right, so you will see your program HRD under social sciences. All right, and then you'll see the fee associated with that. And as you all know, your program fee for the MSc is $475 per year. Gone are the days when this was a program cost for $900 for 2 years. Well, even if you extend, you would still be charged that $900. Now, it is $475 and it's charged yearly. So you won't get anything to say it's $900 or so. It's $475,000 per year, which means if you go over 2 years, you know that you're still going to pay another $475. The miscellaneous as it is now, subject to change, these fees were released in terms of the miscellaneous fee. If you go onto the fee sheet, you should be seeing the same thing, the same link that I would have sent earlier. It also have miscellaneous fees as well, and you can also make online tuition payment on the link there as well, as you can see. But as I'm saying though, as it is now, we have subject for change because we have some information that the miscellaneous fees may be adjusted, all right? But you could take what the information there is online as it is now. All right. Now the bus system, that's our system that we use for a one-stop page for where students can go and get access to the services that we offer in-house.
Hi, Lincoln, question real quick. Did the miscellaneous fee change since recently? Because the link that I got, it is 6,071. Which is 2020-21 semester academic year.
What's the value that you just quoted? It sounded like you said
6,000. No, 16,000. I'm sorry, $16,071.
All right. Couple things to know. The fees that you may be looking at may not include the cost for ID.
Oh, gone are the days you used to get your ID with the miscellaneous. Maybe that's why I wasn't checking.
So I'm saying if you're looking on the fee sheet now, you're gonna see the miscellaneous costs without the ID cost, because the ID cost is itemized separately. But when you're paying or when you're charged as a new student, it will include for the new ID.
Okay.
But what I'm saying though is that the miscellaneous fee is currently under discussion. I think it has changed. I think the amount that I have here is the new fee that was quoted.
Okay.
All right. Pardon?
Hello.
Yes, hello, I'm hearing.
Yes. I hear that you said that the miscellaneous fees might be changing. In the event that I've already paid it and it's less than what I paid, because I thought it was $20,000, because I'm almost sure that I saw that in an email.
You saw the commitment fee for 20,000. But go ahead.
Okay, well, that's what
Sorry,
I
no.
today.
What had happened is that since I couldn't get a miscellaneous fee from the bursary, I know it has never been $20,000 already. So I was telling people budget for $20,000.
And you wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't
Exactly.
be wrong.
Yes,
That would be
exactly.
a good, that would be a good message,
Yeah.
because that's what we do as well. When we're unsure, we want to get persons, at least it's better to overstate than understate. Now, here's the thing. I'm speaking to Miss Berry, right?
Yes.
If you overpay, then all that means, if you overpay the miscellaneous, all that means is that that money will sit on the account and it can start offsetting what the tuition cost is.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you're going to get a balance. And the balance would be whatever it is that is charged less the whatever payment that you made.
Okay.
So it would still be an overall, the balance would be an overall balance. So it wouldn't be balance on miscellaneous only. So whatever it is that is remaining, you would still need to cover, even if you overpaid on miscellaneous. All right, you still have the tuition that you need to cover. All right, so let me just see if I can.
Before you continue, if I could just quickly ask.
Okay, I mean, I was going to go through a question part at the end, but okay, go ahead.
No, but I just want to be clear. So the miscellaneous fee for new students, the miscellaneous fee is a separate charge from the commitment fee.
Yes, the miscellaneous is not commitment.
Okay.
But since that was asked, the commitment fee is not a charge. The miscellaneous is a charge. The commitment fee is a deposit payment to secure your space. So because it's a payment, it sits on the account. So when you register, the miscellaneous charge and the tuition charge will come on the account. What can happen is that that deposit can offset the miscellaneous charge. Because what happens is how we have it set up on your account, the first thing that is paid to your account or on your account when you're paying general is the miscellaneous fee. So when you pay the commitment fee, let's say you paid it from early, because what normally happens is that the deadline for the commitment fee is July 31st. So let's say you pay that 20,000 from before. It sits on the account as an opening balance or, as a credit balance on the account. And then when you register and the charges go on, you'll now have a line that says credit 20,000, a line that says charge, the amount for miscellaneous and the amount for tuition. Then what happens is that 20,000 offsets those charges. So what happens is many persons will say that the commitment fee, they pay the miscellaneous fee because they pay the commitment fee. Technically, you're right, but we're saying they are not the same thing. Commitment fee is a payment, miscellaneous is a charge. So what happens is when you pay the deposit fee, it basically offset the miscellaneous. Because for persons who live on campus, their miscellaneous charge is different. Persons who live on campus, who reside on campus, their residence charge is 24,000 something. I don't remember exactly out of my head. So if they pay the commitment fee, then there will still be a difference that they would need to cover. That's what I'm saying. They're not the same thing, but the commitment fee can offset the miscellaneous charge.
You mentioned that the deadline for the commitment fee was the 31st. I must say that this is actually the first time I'm hearing about the commitment fee. What would happen seeing that deadline has passed?
As I said, I'm pretty sure you're accepted into the program already, right?
I'm hearing about that for the first time too.
Yeah, it's the same for me here.
I'm not sure what would have happened for graduate students, but this message, once you would have accepted, there should have been a communication which outlines the commitment fee obligation as well.
There's no mention of a commitment fee in it.
Yeah.
All right. In any case, though, I know for undergrad it is streamlined. So for postgrad, there may be a difference in terms of there may not be an oversubscription of persons, and maybe it was just an oversight for now. But as it is now, where we are, you guys are here. I'm pretty sure that you would be fine there's not a issue in the sense where you will not be able to begin.
Okay.
So you guys would still be fine. All right.
Thank you very much.
But I'll cover some much more stuff that will help you out as we go further. Now the bus system, persons were saying that they were having problem with the bus system. So the bus system, the bursary online student system, that's our system. Again, you can Google UWI Bus, but what will happen if you Google UWI Bus, you won't see that. You will see a link that says online systems. What you do, you click on online systems, and then you look for bursary online student system. All right. Now you log in or you access the bus system using your credentials, which is your UEID number. And the password is by default your date of birth, year, month, date. So year 4 digits, month 2 digits, day 2 digits. All right. Now once you log in, it gives you access to a number of services that you do not need to come into office for, right? So before you even get to these services, what can you do on the bus system? You can check your account summary. That's the first thing. So you need to know, all right, did I paid my miscellaneous or I paid a commitment fee already? Is it on the account? You can check your account summary so you can know where how your financial standing. All right. You can also see when you register, you'll see the charges on your account. So you can verify that the charge that we're seeing here is correctly reflected or correctly billed on your account. Now, but outside of checking your account summary, you have access to certain services as well. All right. As I said, you can view account summary. You can do installment plans, both tuition, residence. You can do housing allocation. And what do I mean by that? When you go on your account summary is basically one of 2 pages. The first default page would be for your tuition account, and if you live on hall, the second page would be for residence. So for some persons, if they may overpay for residence, they can transfer some of that excess to tuition and vice versa. So that's what those forms are for. And let's say you're getting assistance, probably the MP, it's election time now. Many persons want to ensure that they can secure votes. Your MP or your donor may ask for an invoice, something to show what it is that the cost for your program may be so they can provide some sort of assistance. That is normally what you get when you request a tuition letter, all right? And also you may have overpaid and you want to request those funds back. You can request a refund on the system as well. If you are applying for a, loan from the bank to cover your fees, then they may need a statement request, all right, which shows all your charges, show how much you paid, and show how much exactly your balance is. That's what the statement request is, all right? So all of these services are here online. Now I'm gonna go into this a bit further. I'm running through. This proxy authorization page is a service that we offer because we do take person's information very seriously. So it's a confidentiality form basically, where if you are sending someone to conduct business on your behalf, then you have to fill this, submit this online form, which we would then see who it is that you have authorized to gain access to your information. So if somebody wants to collect a tuition letter for you or a statement of accounts, or for us to give information about your account, then you can provide that authorization on the system. We will go in, we would see that you gave that information, that authorization, and we take it from there. And the good thing about this is that you can give access and you can take it back. So you're at work, can't get to come in, you're asking somebody to do something for you, you could give that person, you could authorize that person. As soon as the person has done that for you, you could access the system, take the person back off. So the person returns wanting to get some personal information, such as what your balance is, how much you paid. We'll check again on the system. If we see that that authorization is not there, then we will not be able to share that information. All right? Payment deadlines as it is now: semester 1, September 1st, semester 2, January 18, 2021. All right? Now, installment plans, let me get into it. Let me guess, everybody here works? No? Yes?
Yes.
Good. Here's the thing. I'm gonna share this with you guys.
No, not everybody here works.
All right, no worries, no worries. This is what I'm gonna share is is a healthy tip. This is me on behalf of the bursary, meeting you guys halfway in terms of best way to handle your finances. Now here's the thing. Every single student have 3 options in terms of making payments to the university. Let me tell you how it goes. Step 1, you have the money. You get a loan, you have the money saved up, whatever the case is, pay off for the year. That's it. That's step 1. You cover full for the year before the deadline and you're good. That's step 1. But let's say you can't do that. You don't have those funds. Step 2 is every single student have the option to pay per semester. Good? So for semester 1, you can pay off semester 1 by the deadline and you're good to go. You need not say anything to anybody. You need not come to me. You need not say, Mr. Gordon, can I do this? No, you can. You don't need my permission, right? So that's step 2. Step 3 is, let's say you're unable to pay off in full, unable to pay off semester 1 in full by the deadline. Then the third option here is the tuition installment plan. Now, what does the installment plan do for you? It's wonderful, folks. Here what's happened. You don't pay an interest. You don't pay anything more than what is charged for the semester. Good? And so for persons who work, or even if you do not work and you know you have somebody assisting you, then this is a wonderful option. Why is it a wonderful option? We get paid monthly. Good? So it's easier for you to break down your payments for the semester in tranches other than going to a bank, to secure a loan where you have to pay interest. So how do you qualify for such a plan? All right. All we ask you to do is to ensure that you register, right? When you register, what that does is it put the charge on your account. Good. So we need a charge in order to begin, right? The next thing we ask you to do is to pay the miscellaneous fee, pay it off in full. Good. And then we say pay at least 25% of the tuition for the semester. So let me repeat. Because you guys are new students, we're expecting that you do not have any balance on your account. If you're a returning student maybe from undergrad and you have a balance coming from undergrad or coming from a next program, then you need to clear that balance first, right? Then we ask you to register to ensure that the charges go on the account. Good? When the charges go on the account, tuition and miscellaneous will be charged. We ask that you pay the miscellaneous. Good? Clear the miscellaneous. And then pay at least 25% of the semester charge. So the semester charge, I'm guessing, I'm going to give it for the MSc HRD, which is 475 in half. Let me do the math real quick, taking out my calculator. That's 200 and...
237,500.
Wonderful. Somebody beat me to it. So 237,500. That's the amount that you'll be charged for semester per semester, right? So you just need to find 25% of that. Where's my calculator? All right. So 237,500 times.
That's 59,375.
That's 59,375. Man, you guys are great at math. So let's go over again so somebody can actually have the information. What we ask you to do to qualify for the installment plan is A, ensure that there's no prior balance. Good? 2, register in full. Register so that your charges go on the account. That's the reason why we say register to be a part of the requirement. 2, pay your miscellaneous fee in full. And then we ask you to pay at least 25% of the tuition. Now, some persons may be saying, I pay the miscellaneous or I pay the commitment fee. Can it offset miscellaneous? Yes. So can it be used? Yes. So all we ask you to do is just pay the miscellaneous in full and pay at least 25%. So you pay that 59,000. Let me go again, 59,375, which is 25% of the 237,500, which is the half of the 475. Am I going too fast? All right, I take that. That's consent.
So when you start to cut it, when you say register, you're talking about
adding courses.
Mr. Gordon, I am trying to add on for semester 2, but the drop down is not showing me a semester 2. I was only seeing the modules for semester 1.
All right, I don't
We got
handle.
an email about that saying that
No.
they will update us once.
Okay, good. Because I don't handle registration aspects, so I wouldn't be able to say. Yeah, only the bursary matters. All right. But the good thing about it, there's no late registration as it is now for semester 2. So you guys can still, right through the semester, register for semester 2. So that's a good thing. All right.
Okay, great.
So in terms of
just about the plan, the 25% of the 475,000.
no. 25% of the semester charge. So the 475,000 is for the year.
Yeah, okay.
There's 2 semesters. So what that 475 will do is split in half. Semester 1 half, semester 2 the other half. Half of the 475 is 237,500.
Right.
So you'll need to pay at least 25% of that half.
Okay, got it.
That 25% of that half is 59,375. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Good, wonderful. So you need to pay 59,375 plus the miscellaneous fee. This is.
How's the balance paid?
Hold on, let me go again. This is for persons who are new. If you're returning and you have a prior balance, you need to clear the balance first. Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Good. I'll address the other questions in terms of how you can make the payment. I'm going to get to that. All right. So once you do that now, once you meet the requirement, what I just mentioned is just to meet the requirement. Once you meet the requirement, you then go onto the bus system, click on the link for installment plan, and then apply. Do not try to access the link without ticking all the other boxes first. The system will tell you that you do not meet the requirement. So you see, if you go ahead and you make the payment, you pay the 59,000. Let me round it off and say 60. You pay the 60, and then you pay 16, or you pay 17, and then you go on the system and it says you do not meet the requirement. Don't say the system isn't working. What would be a possible reason as to why it wouldn't allow you? It could mean that you didn't register. You haven't selected your courses. Or even if you selected your courses, it could mean that the charge for your courses hasn't gone onto the account as yet. So what is happening is that the system is working out the algorithms to say, all right, then this charge is here. And then for this charge, 25% of this should work out to be this. So if you pay less than the amount, the system already is working it out, So if you realize that you pay less than the amount to qualify, you would still not be able to access the link. All right, so that is how it works. So the plan is already opened. All right, the plan was opened. Well, the plan is open. Even though I see it says here September 18, the plan is already open. The plan has been open since the 24th, which would have been Monday. But as it is now, some persons aren't seeing the charges on their account. Are you guys seeing the charges on your account?
No.
You seeing the charge for semester 1 on your account as yet?
No.
Yes. Right, so
I have.
Okay, so if you're seeing the charge, then you should be able to apply once you meet the requirement. Good. So right there, where it says now that the installment plan is calculated on the balance, it depends. If you pay the bare minimum to qualify, then whatever is left on the balance, that's the amount the system is going to work over the amount of months that you have. So the earlier you apply for the installment plan is the better. You get more time. The installment plan does not go into December. Why doesn't it go into December? Because December is when you have exams. The fees ought to be cleared before we get into December. So you would have, as it is now, September, October, November, 3 months. Good? So if you think about it, if you paid a quarter to qualify, then you have 3 quarters remaining. So it would be, if you pay 59, which is the exact quarter, then what you would have left, because you'd have cleared off the miscellaneous in full, is equal installments of another 59,375, at that which you'd pay at the end of September, end of October, end of November. That's what your plan would be. If you paid more than what is the basic requirement, then what it means is whatever is outstanding, that is what the installment plan would be calculated at over the 3 months that you have. If you do the plan late and you have less time, like only 2 months, then you know that whatever the balance is, split it over 2 months, and that is what you would pay. Now, once you apply online, you will get an email confirming that you have submitted. Then once one of our officers goes through and approve, once it is approved, you'll get an email to say it is approved with the details of the installment plan. You'll get an installment plan agreement and you'll get a promissory note. That is how it is. It's not an installment plan where you need to come in and do interviews and all of that. Everything is system generated and it's still legal binding because you get all of the information at the end. Once you click, this is you approving and authorizing stuff. This is like you signing. All right? So persons are asking, where can we make payments? Where can you make payments? Now here it is. Now, the university cashiers, you can make payments there. We have a cashier, we have cashiers at UWI Mona, and we also have at WJC. So if you're in the western side of the island and you want to make payments, you want to make it specific to us or directly to us, you can make the payment at WJC as well. Other external agencies, we have NCB, any NCB bank, JN Bank, Western Union, UWI Educom, Paymaster, Bill Express, all of those places you can make payments at for UWI. You just go to any of them, you give them your ID number, tell them that you're paying, whether it is tuition or miscellaneous, they'll accept. Now, the e-commerce, as you see there, it's UWI online payment system. You go onto UWI online system, or even the check fees page that we went to, there's a link there. Several links on the university webpage for which you can pay online. Now, once you click there, it will take you to the card setup page. So you have to first register. It's going to ask you if you're a new customer. But what I urge you to do is at that on that same page there, where before you would click on the new customer link, at the bottom there's a link there to say it's click more or find out more or read more. Yeah, read more rather. You click on it, and it will give you step-by-step instruction in terms of how to register your card. Once you complete the registration setup, then you can go ahead and log in and make your payment. It's very convenient once you complete that setup process. Good. You can also do wire transfer. So let's say you're getting funding from somebody abroad or so, we also accept wire transfer. If you guys require that information, at the end of the presentation, you get your contact details in terms of how you can get to us, and we can share that information to you. All right?
Sorry, now, Mr. Gordon, I'm not seeing cash. You guys not accepting cash?
No, man. You can pay cash at any of these places, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Any of these agencies.
Oh, I was just looking at the bottom saying debit, credit card, and manager's check only. That's just at WJC.
That is just at WJC.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, man. That's just. We should have made a note here to say. Oh, yes. Based on the asterisks, that's just for WJC. Yeah, they don't take cash. All right. Now, in red, what you see there is that we want persons to protect themselves. We're living in an age where persons are very unscrupulous, right? And they may want to do scamming and all of that. They will tell you that, all right, they have a relative, they know Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon is my friend, Mr. Gordon is my cousin. Mr. Gordon, I can get this payment on your account, and whatever the case is. No, we've had persons doing that before. We're saying to you that what you see on the top of this page, those payment agencies, those are the only authorized payment agencies by the university. All right? By no means give your money elsewhere. All right? Now, what are the penalties if you do not honor your obligation to pay? And that means if you're unable to pay and you haven't even at least entered into a payment plan with the university, you have late fines. All right, so we have a monthly late fine. It's a 1% late fine on the balance. So if the deadline passed and you haven't made any arrangement with the university and you have a balance outstanding in your account, rest assured that a late fine of 1% on the balance will be charged to your account, and it is done monthly. So you want to avoid that. All right. Also, you will be unable to sit your exams, access your records, and if this persists over a long time in terms of you have an outstanding balance, then your information will be sent to a collections agency to help us collect. And if it goes any further, like it goes over an extended period, then it will go to a credit bureau. To get to that, that is why I'm doing the presentation, to you guys know and be aware of everything. All right.
Sorry, can I ask another question? When you said inability to sit exams as one of the penalties for not paying, but
Yes.
what about other things? I mean, inability to access the library, inability to access RVLE, you know, those sorts of other
Yeah, man.
things.
All right. So you see, when I said no access to your records,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
what it is. Because you have to log in to OUR VLE. So, you know, you have to log in to view your grades. You have to log in to register. So that those records is where you wouldn't have access to. So in terms of the library though, Ms. Thomas, once a student pays their miscellaneous, then they get their ID. And the ID card is what would grant access to like the library. So once you have your library, your ID card, and you would have covered your miscellaneous, then you would still have access to even the health center once you get your health card. All right. It's just that for the balances outstanding now, the penalties are late fines. You won't be able to sit your exams. You won't be able to access your records, and those are the main penalties. But once you have your ID card, you would have access to library and to health cards and all of that. Now, how do you contact us? Because I'm going to take the questions after this. But how do you contact us? Good. Our offices are open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. As it is now, COVID protocols are being observed. So we're trying our best to have less walk-in persons and to increase our communications in terms of email, WhatsApp. We even have a live chat support system where you can speak to an officer or an agent live. All right. So let's say you make a payment, you're not seeing that payment reflected. What you can do is you could email us a copy of the receipt, email us at customer.services@uwimona.edu.jm, ensure that your ID number and your name is included. You can also WhatsApp us, that's a WhatsApp number there, 876-280-8238. All right. And you can also call in. Now, I got to tell you though that in terms of the calls, it may be difficult. Again, based on COVID, the spacing that we have, we had to reduce some of our numbers of the staff. So the persons that we have, in terms of getting the calls, we may not be able to get to all the calls at once. So what we try to do is encourage persons, send an email to us as well. We will get to your email. That's the beauty of it. The email will be there, so we will get to the email. For the calls, if you're having difficulty, you could just try the other options. You could try the WhatsApp as well, and just give us some time so we can get through. But we're trying our best not to encourage walk-ins, again, because we're trying to, you know, observe the social distancing protocol to protect you and also ourselves, to minimize, you know, any risk for persons have to leave where they are to come in. We're trying to offer all the services. Now for WJC as well, if anybody's from the western side of the island and you want to get in touch with the WJC bursary in case you want to make payments, the contact information is there as well. There's a cell number there you could get to one of the offices there. There's landline numbers there, and they're open Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 to 4:30 as well. And the contact persons are there, Shadeen Coot, Miss Natalie Little Singleton, and Miss Yanni Baker. Wonderful persons. You talk to them, they'll be able to assist you as well. But we have a full-on staff here at Mona, a full complement. So if you have any issues, feel free to email us, WhatsApp us, call us. We'll try our very best to get in touch with you. My name is Lincoln. As I said, I'm supervisor for this section. Here to assist, here to give you all the information that you need. Thank you very much for your time. And again, on behalf of the Bursary Department and the wider University of the West Indies, we welcome you, your place to shine. All right.
Applause again.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank
Very
you.
informative.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Anybody has any other questions? I just had a comment. Earlier on, not so long ago, Mr. Gordon had mentioned getting your health card So I got some information about that. What do students, because I have some other questions, what do students do in order to get their health cards? The registry will arrange to get the students' health cards to the HRD unit's office at 1B Aqueduct Flats when they're ready. What I need to do is get a complete list of the students who are registered for the program. So if you are certain that you're going to register for the program, you need to let me have your name, and I will get that to the bursary, and they will arrange for you to get your health card for you. So Mr. Jordan had just mentioned health card, so I thought to mention that.
Yes. Can I also
And
add
I'm not
quickly?
able to.
Okay.
I am not able to go on login on Boss. So.
And you're using your ID number and password, right?
Mm-hmm.
Question. You have you registered already in terms of selected your courses?
Yes.
Oh, so because those same credentials that you use should also grant you access to the boss page. I
Oh, well,
hope you still.
Let me finish.
I hope you selected the right link going on. If you go on online systems, there are two sites. There's one for staff, one for students. I hope you're clicking on the right one.
Well, what I did actually is to go on the UWI Mona website, and we provide with the different categories, and I selected boss. But however, when I was logging in on SAS, what I used was my ID along with the temporary, well, along with the password that MITS provided me with. I am not seeing an option where I can change that password that MITS provided me with.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how to advise you. But as I said though, if you're able to access SAS, depending on what password, whatever you use to access it, that's how you would access BOSS. It's the same login credentials. Yeah, it's the same login credentials. So even though I said to you, by default date of birth, if it was changed by MITS, then it's whatever is the new thing that you would receive would be a password.
Okay. But how is it that the system doesn't provide us with that option to change that password that they send us? Because basically they send you code. Is it that I have to come on campus and use one of those computers in the library?
No, I think there should be. I think there should be. There should be somewhere online where you can change it, and I'm just not sure. What you could do though is you could contact MITS. Yes, you could contact MITS, and they will guide you through that process for you to personalize your password. Oh, I want to add too. Yeah, I want to add something before I go, I take another call. I'm reminded by my colleague, Ms. Robinson. I'm glad she joined, Ms. DeAndre Robinson. She's reminding me that the September 18th date that is there for the installment plan is actually the deadline. So while we open from the 24th, which is Monday, you guys have to try to ensure that you apply by September 18th in terms of meet the requirement and all of that, and submit an application by or before September 18th. Go ahead with your question now.
It's not a question. It's regarding the person was asking a question just now about the password. You do actually have to go on campus and use one of the computers on campus. I was advised by of the MITS team. So you can't actually change it remotely. You have to use a machine on campus, fortunately.
Yeah, because I think what happens is when they reset it, it's going to be a system generated one. Yeah, only the network machines I think you could change. And
so I'm trying to log in now and I can't log in. And yeah,
because even for me, even with my staff login, I have to do it on one of the work machines.
Donna K has a question as well. And Sharika, two raised hands.
Hello, good night.
Yes,
you hearing me?
Yes, Shauna.
Awesome. My question I want to ask, you did point out that the deadline for payment is September 1st. Does that 1% late fee kick in September 1st, or it waits until September month end?
It would more than likely it would wait until month end based on how the dates are now. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sharika here. Someone had mentioned that they're seeing the charges on their account. I'm not sure exactly where you're seeing the charges or where I should be looking for the charges.
All right, so you see when you access, all right, so what I should point out, there's two places where you can actually view your account summary. So for persons now who are unable to log into BOSS, but you're able to log into SAS, you could also view your account summary on SAS as well. But for
I'm able to
BOSS,
log into BOSS, but I think it says that I'm not able to make any requests because I have not met the requirements.
good. So it is working perfectly, right? So if you're to look on your account summary, and I'm answering, who asked the question just now, Miss Brown? No? About how to view your account summary?
Yes.
If you access BOSS, and I'm going to give you for both. If you access the BOSS system, you log in, you enter your password, your ID number. When you go on, to the left, there are some links. You'll see,
Request forms, statement of accounts, payment.
good, you'll see statement of accounts, you see forms, and you see some other stuff. The forms is where it will take you to the services that I was giving you the details for in terms of installment plan requests, refund requests, tuition letter requests. However, before you click on forms, on that left panel, you also have view statement of accounts. You click on that and it will show you your personal account summary. That's for BOSS. Now for the SAS, once you log into SAS, you would first need to go to student. Once you log in, you come out of that little box, a little pop-up I think is going to come up. You come out of that, you go to student services. And then when you go to student services, you go to student records. And when you click on student records, you then go to view account summary or view student account summary, something like that. And you can view your account summary there as well. So two places for which you can view your account summary.
Right. So on the BOSS system, it does not include the miscellaneous charge.
So you're registered now. Is it that your charge is on it, but you're not seeing the miscellaneous with it, or you're not seeing any charge at all?
I'm seeing an account balance, which based on the calculation is just the payment for the half of the semester. I think this is just for the semester here, the 237,500.
You see the 237, but you're not seeing the miscellaneous charge?
It does not include the miscellaneous, no.
All right, chances are, again, it may just be a case where, when did you register? Today?
I do not know, because I'm thinking registration is based on payment.
No, hold on. Did you select your courses today? How long ago did you select your courses?
I think I did that on Monday.
On Monday?
The same is reflecting for me. I'm not seeing the miscellaneous, and I have registered maybe a week now.
I'm seeing the miscellaneous on mine.
I'm only seeing the 237.
Just don't want to underpay you.
It could just mean that it could just be that the system just need to be triggered. So probably within a few days, you should see the full charge on the account in terms of the tuition plus the miscellaneous. It's normally like this at the beginning of the term. So everything will smooth out. What I'm going to suggest though, if it's the case where you're looking to apply for the installment plan, we would want to know that the full charge is on the account. And while I'm also talking to you guys, let me also point out, again, another one of my colleagues, which is also one of your colleagues in the class. She's reminding me to tell you guys that the NCB on campus, if you choose to make payments on the NCB to the NCB on campus, they no longer take cash. All right? Hold on. The NCB on campus no longer takes tuition payments. Really? I know they're going cashless. That's what I can say. The NCB on campus is going cashless. So just a point of reference to everyone, all right? And again, when you're making payments to those agencies, you just need to ensure that you have your ID number and your name. And tell them exactly that what you're paying for. Tell them tuition, tell them miscellaneous, and that should be good to go. Any other question?
Yes, it's something just now. The making the request for the what's that thing? The part payment. I'm going to call it part payment. Where do we make the request from? The BOSS system?
The installment plan?
Yes, the installment plan. Where do we make that request?
When you on the BOSS system. So when you go on the BOSS system, when you log in, you click on forms, And then when you click on forms, you navigate through that list and you look for a tuition installment plan.
It says I have not met the requirement, so I would not be able to apply for it.
No, exactly. Once you don't meet the requirement, then it wouldn't allow you. All right, I'm just getting some information here. Sorry if I'm sounding a little bit distracted. I guess we just got a recent release to say that the NCB on campus. So you'd have to go to the Ligani branch if you want to make the payments directly for the UE payments. So I guess the NCB on campus currently will not facilitate based on their change of services. But all the NCB as an entity is one of our payment agencies. So it's just you to go to any of them to see if they're actually accepting payments for the university. I know they have undergone some changes in their operations to a number of the branches. It seems I'm getting to understand that the UE branch is one of them.
Can I ask about the commitment letters? What if my money is late? So my company has said so, or Student Loan Bureau, or somebody has said to the university, I'm going to pay Olivine Thomas's fees, and then the money does not come through. What happens to me as a student?
A very, very, very good question. Very good question. All right, here's the thing. Persons may be getting assistance, they're not paying directly. They're getting assistance, but for some reason, the assistance may be coming over a little bit later or something. We need to know. Good. So for persons going to SLB, the wonderful thing is the university have a close relationship in terms of systems and everything with SLB. So we are aware of persons who have applied and how far they are with the process. So if somebody comes to us and they say they're going through SLB, we can confirm and we can validate that information as well. But let's say you're getting funding elsewhere, you're probably getting funding from the accountant general, you're probably getting funding through another scholarship. You need to let us know so that we can advise, depending on what the scholarship is, depending on what the commitment is saying, we can advise if this can be accepted. All right? Because sometimes some persons come with some commitments for which we're not able to accept, depending on what the past situations may have been. The donor didn't honor all of those things, so it depends. So you'd have to come to us, provide the commitment letter, and then we let you know if we'll be able to accept it. All right?
But if you accept it and it is still late, so we always have that. At exam time, somebody says, look, accountant general says they're paying, and they show you the letter, but it's a reputable place. Will that student still be allowed to sit exams?
Yes, what we would do from our end is provide financial clearance. It will be a temporary one to the student. So we would have a note in our system to say, clearance, temporary clearance based on commitment date saying, because there's three things, Ms. Thomas, that persons need to know. Students need to know that a commitment letter should state. It needs to ensure that it shows clearly who it is coming from. It needs to show the amount they're going to cover, and it needs to show when they're going to cover. Otherwise, it's not going to be a commitment. So it can't be an indefinite thing to say, all right, we're just going to cover 20,000. No, we need to know by when. Give us a timeline for which we can then decide if we will accept it. All right. So all of these things must be covered. Sometimes some persons come and they say, this commitment is undertaken to cover X amount with no date. At the end of the day, we can't penalize the student if we accept it and a year passes and we don't get anything. They can always come back and they say, well, we never tell you that it was going to be this year that we're going to pay you. So we're not accepting certain things, even if it's from a reputable donor. If there's no definite date in terms of when they're going to commit to pay, and if it's not showing you how much they're going to pay, right? And if we're not seeing, you know, the details in terms of who and where, then, you know, just to let you guys know. So very good question, Ms. Thomas. All right, but as I said, to answer your question, we normally, depending on where it's coming from, depending on if it is accepted, and what we would do, we put on a clearance on the system. But here's the thing, sometimes the students wait late. They wait until it's exam time, and that's when they're coming in to say, hey, I'm going to get covered by X, I'm going to get covered by Y. Do not wait until it's exam time or when you're unable to access your record to be coming in and to say, you know, this, because we won't know these things unless it's communicated to us.
Nikisha has a question, and then I have another question.
Sure.
Good evening again. I paid the miscellaneous fee, registered for the selected the courses, and paid little over 25% of the tuition. So does that mean I'm fully registered?
Go again. You have, because the registration is separate from the payment that you just mentioned, you know. So you say you have fully selected your courses, that's what you said?
Yes, and paid the miscellaneous and more than 25% of the tuition.
Yes. Now, registered means different thing, depends on where you're talking or who you're talking. In terms of the school, a fully registered person would mean that they have selected all their courses and paid, especially if you're requesting a status letter. That is the language for which they speak.
I did that for semester one.
Yeah, man. But for us is if you are in, if you have an approved installment plan on your system, which means you still haven't cleared off everything as yet, but you have made an arrangement with the university for which there's an agreement to say, all right, then the balance is going to be covered over periods, then you're a fully cleared student. Fully registered, in our view, though, is you selecting all your courses that would maximize the charge. Now, for this program specific, you're charged not based on per credit or per course. You're charged based on a program fee, which means once you select one course, then you should see 237,500 on your semester one, or for the semester that you register. So fully registered meaning selected all the courses. I couldn't say, because what happened is from our side for this course, it's program driven in terms of cost. So once you select one course, it will put on the 237 for the semester. You put on 2 courses, it remains at the 237. You could have put on 10 courses. The charge for the semester will be 237,500.
I'm not sure what I'm doing because I'm still not seeing any costs or fees to mine.
And you have selected your courses?
Yes, I have.
For semester one?
Semester one.
How long now have you done that?
On the 20th of August.
That could mean a number of things. Could just mean that your account needs to be retriggered. Tell you what you do. Send an email to customer.services just to explain that. If anything, we can do a system trigger on your account. So we'll check to see if the charges are there. Sorry, if the registration is there, and then we can do a system trigger to bring on those charges.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
Mr. Gordon?
Yes,
Eureka?
I'm here.
Yes, we're being advised to register for semester 1 and 2 at the same time. Would that put into effect the full payment?
No. I remember from the presentation I said that every student have the option to pay per semester, which means semester 2 has its own deadline. So as it is now for semester 1, the deadline is at September 1st, September 1. You don't need to worry about semester 2. So even if you register for semester 2 now and the charge goes on the account, that charge or that balance for semester 2, the charge for semester 2, you don't need to worry about that as yet. You have all the way up until to January. Let me find back that date. To January 18th to worry about semester 2 balance.
So in that case, what would be the cost for semester 1?
Well, by my rough estimation, you're a brand new student, there's no balance being brought forward, then it would be that 237,500 for the tuition. Again, MSc, HRD, and your miscellaneous would be the 16,000. Hello?
Can I make payment in 3 parts?
Oh, I didn't finish answering
Sorry.
the other student. I'm saying what the charge is expected for you for semester one is if there's no prior balance, you're a brand new student, then it would be your charge for the tuition for the semester would be 237,500, and the miscellaneous added to that, which is 16,741 as it's seen tentatively there, and you add that to that, the full charge should give you, let me do the math real quick. Pardon me, my laptop is a bit slow. So all I'm gonna add is the 237,500 plus 16,741. Not sure if that also includes the ID, but that gives me a total of 254,241.
And about the commitment fee.
All right, so if you pay the commitment fee, remember the commitment fee is not a charge. So if you pay the commitment fee, then the commitment fee would be 20,000 out of this. So this 254 that I get, you take 20,000 out of it. If you pay the 20,000, then what you'll have left to pay now is 234,241. Remember, the commitment fee is not a charge; it's a payment. It's a down payment.
So for persons that have not made this down payment.
I didn't say I don't. Pardon?
For persons that have not put forward the commitment fund as
Could you repeat, please? I didn't hear that.
I'm saying for persons that have not put forward the commitment fee as yet, that is the part I'm still a bit wary on, because you keep saying if you had already made the payment, it would be somewhat of a deduction with regards to this payment now, because you would have already put the money down as a keepsake for your space. But if I have not made that payment, if I have not done the commitment, and I just need to make this full payment, which is the semester cost plus the miscellaneous fee, and then I would not then need to worry about the commitment fee.
Look at it this way. The deadline is set at September 1st for semester one. So you should be focusing on the overall balance for the semester now. So I wouldn't want you to be concerning yourself about the down payment, because at the end of the day, the 20,000 would be just a part of the payment that you'd be paying overall for the semester. So as it is now, what you should be focusing on is the overall balance for the semester. So that would include, so the 20,000, it would include even that down payment. So I'm saying, think about the whole balance now, because the balance for semester one, or the amount for semester one is due September 1st. And as you know, that would be next week. So don't really worry about the 20,000 now, worry about the overall balance. All right?
Yeah,
So that's why I introduced the
asking,
installment plan. So if anything, you could buy yourself a little wiggle room so you can, cover the payments in tranches. Go ahead. What's the question now?
yeah, I will write something recently, and it was showing when each semester begin, like semester one from now to December, and then the other one from January to about April, and then from June to about July, something like that. So I saw about like 3 semesters. Is it possible for me to make the payment per semester? And so it wouldn't be 2 semesters for the part-time person. So it would be about 3. Is it possible for me to make the payment like that, or do I have to make the payment in 2 installments?
You'd have to make it in 2 installments.
Okay.
The system is going to bill you over 2 installments.
Okay.
Meaning, when you go on the system, if you're doing a 3rd semester, a summer period, you won't be billed in 3. You're going to be billed over semester 1 and 2. Your registration will take 3 semesters. That's separate. But your billing in terms of how you'll be charged on the system is over semester 1 and 2.
Understand. Thanks.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
Thing is, for the HRD program, the payments that you do for semester 1 and 2 cover the courses that we do in the summer, unless it is a repeat course. So, for instance, right now we have training in the summer, but you've paid for it already with your semester 2 fees. If, however, you had to repeat a course, so well, training is a first year course. Suppose in second year, then you have to repeat something you have to pay an extra $10,000 for the course that you failed in whatever semester. So if you fail one of your semester one courses, in your second year, you put your semester one fee, your semester one fees plus $10,000. If you fail something in semester two, it's your semester two fees plus $10,000. So the summer for us is counted in semester two.
Yes.
The question that I also had though is how long, if I pay today, how long does it take for my account to be brought up to speed? And I ask that because if people are making rush payments at the time of exams, how long does it take for the system to acknowledge that you are fully paid up and so able to go into an exam room?
All right, so for the external payment agencies such as the NCB, the JN, the Paymaster, the Bill Express, those take 24 hours. All right, and that's for the business day. If it's paid over the weekend, then we have to wait the following business day for it to reflect. For payments paid at, let's say you go WJC cashiers, UWI Mona cashiers, e-commerce, those are instant. They reflect on the account instantly. Now, if you make a payment at, say, any of the external agencies, and 24 hours has passed and you're not seeing it on the account, chances are there may be a discrepancy with your payment. We will then ask you to submit a copy of the receipt because for some reason something may have gone wrong. The ID number may have been entered incorrectly by the cashier for whom you may make payment. They may have put another information. They may have put a TRN info instead. We've seen this happen all the time. All right. So what we always ask you to do is check your receipt. So if you make a payment elsewhere in terms of any of those third-party agencies, we ask you to check your receipt carefully. All right. Ensure that it's your correct ID number, all of those things. So if it's past 24 hours, gets to 48, sorry, past 24, get to 48, send us a copy. So you take a picture of your receipt, send us a copy to customer.services, along with your ID number and name for us to check it out for you. All right, so that will take, by right, to a business day. We ask that you probably, if it gets to 48 hours, that you probably can send us a copy of the receipt for us to check. Now, in terms of the wire transfer, for which you see I have there, for the wire transfer may take longer because, you know, it has to be routed through the banks and all of that before it gets to our account. The wire transfer can take even up to a week or two. It can even take less than that. It can be done within a week. It all depends on the information that is submitted correctly, and that the banks process the information quickly for it to hit our account. But what we normally urge students to do, Ms. Thomas, especially in an emergency, if you make a payment and let's say you need access now, you'd have to get in touch with us because the systematic part of it may have a delay depending on where you make the payment. All right.
Hear that, guys? Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. With the installation plan, so I've registered, I've made the 25% payment, I have been approved for an installment plan. If for the first month I make payment for 2 months, if I miss the second month, would I be charged that interest that was indicated?
No, you'd be fine. You'd be fine.
And if I start the installment plan, I can settle the balance at any time, not
at any
without
point
following.
in time before it. Yes, exactly. You can settle it anytime before it. Yeah. Because what the system is doing, the system is just technically set some dates in the system to say, okay, by the end of each month, it is looking for that amount to hit the account. So if you pay off the amount early, then your plan runs as normal. All the system is going to do is when you get to the end of the month, it pull from that amount that you pay, and then it pull again and it pull again, so you'd still be clear.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm not sure if this question was asked before. Unfortunately, I was in and out of the meeting, but I had read, I think it's in the press, that our miscellaneous fee would be adjusted. Does that apply to all students?
Yes.
Or on? Yes.
Yes. That is
So
what I started out in the presentation. I was saying
sorry,
that.
I missed that
No, man,
bit.
that's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That the amount that I have there, it's still subject to change because I know the miscellaneous fees under review.
Right.
All right. But what they will do is on the fee sheet website or the check fees website, they have those information live. So if you go there, you click on miscellaneous, then the new one should be updated there, or you just continue to check there. But the new updated one should be posted there. All right.
Okay, I'll do that because I actually made a payment and I was just 70 cents short. But I know if it's adjusted, then I wouldn't even have to bother with that. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, good. I mean, you're welcome.
Any other questions?
Oh, in terms of the persons who I'm seeing where persons are saying they're not seeing the miscellaneous charge, as I said, just give it probably by the end of the week. I know they had done a process to re-trigger the entire charges on the accounts for students. The fact that I'm getting some of these registration may be fresh, and the fact that they're on the miscellaneous charges also under review, just give it until the end of the week, if anything, although I know the end of the week is tomorrow. Just give it until Monday, all right? And we check back. If that's not the case, then what we can do is could probably email us. We could do a re-trigger for you. But just give it time. The system should sort out itself.
Any questions? Well, thank you, Mr. Gordon. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate this. You've been faithful to us for several years, as you said.
Try. I try.
So all right. So remember those telephone numbers. If you have issues on the bursary payments, please don't call me. I don't know. So you can call Mr. Gordon and his team, and they can help you. All right.